name is Tatiana Molcean. I'm currently ambassador, permanent representative of Moldova here in Geneva at UN and other international organizations, but as well responsible for our cooperation with the Swiss Confederation and Liechtenstein. Well, I'm coming from Moldova, a small, nice country in the Eastern Europe, and for as long as already almost 17 years I've been working with our Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Frankly speaking, I came to this career not exactly because I really pursued it or I really dreamed about becoming a diplomat, as many people I know have this dream from small. I actually dreamed of being a lawyer, going to court and fighting for, going to trials, helping people promote and protect their rights. So it was kind of a fate, yes, because I was invited to join the Foreign Service, and I took this opportunity and never regretted it. I really love the job that I'm doing, and I think it's one of the most interesting and rewarding. But you have to come to that interesting part, as Geneva is, for example, currently, and I'm very happy with it, because here it's a very intense and active, and really you feel that you can play a role and you can contribute. Being an ambassador of a small country, because Moldova is a small, so our mission is also not one of the largest, I might say, and that is being modest, because we actually have all in all 9 people, the staff at the embassy, and the role is, to try to deal with all those issues that are going here, and is doing a lot of multitasking. Frankly, before coming here to Geneva from Chisinau, it felt a lot that Geneva is a lot about human rights. It's the Human Rights Council, and that would be the main subject or the main activity for me. No, it's not. It's not like this. It's not human rights only. I came from the first day, and the only issue we all dealt with was health, pandemic, how to fight COVID, how to fight vaccines. It was a struggle to find first the protective equipment, then to how to treat. Do we treat in that way? So you have to become an expert on healthcare. Then the next day you would be a lot on intellectual property rights, and the next day you would go to WTO and already discussing trade facilitation agreements. So it's doing a lot, but this is the beauty of it. I know that colleagues from larger embassies, when they have division among competences with their colleagues, ambassador for disarmament, ambassador for trade, ambassador for UN in a larger sense, they don't have this privilege and this interesting part of it. And you do a lot of administrative work. That's another less intriguing part, but as an ambassador, as a head of mission, you do a lot of administrative budgeting. So budgeting is always an issue in organization. Either you speak of UN in Geneva, either you speak of a small embassy, a big embassy. This is something we all fight with. I have to say I have a not so popular experience in a certain way, I can say, in the sense that I haven't seen any difference in being a woman, and that started from the first time I came to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs back home in Moldova. I really appreciate a lot that I was given the possibility to raise in my career and getting this position, which is a very important one of an ambassador. And I really didn't feel this difference of being either a woman or a man. I was, of course, lucky that coming from Moldova, maybe not everywhere, and I know and I really realized that this is still a challenge for many of my colleagues coming from different parts of the world. But back home I was I felt very comfortable. This issue of gender, yes, it appeared in different structure, but not in the Foreign Service. And I'm really happy about this. And there is some room to still work on that, because, for example, we are not as many if compared to the number of men colleagues ambassadors. There is still a room for improvement. But overall, I see this, both men and women have the same positive advantages or negative advantages. So we are all in the same. I think this is what we should concentrate on, helping those that need really to overcome some challenges. but it's not only, not always, like this really struggle. So not a real struggle for me. For those who want to join, to become a diplomat, foreign service, or not necessarily being, only diplomat, because in the foreign service, and we really rely a lot on experts in different lawyers, for example, or some technicians. Now everyone relies on IT, for example. For all of those who want to join, I really encourage them, but they have to expect there is hard work, a lot of hard work. A lot of some people say, your studies maybe are not as helpful. You forget, you leave everything behind. You studied in the university, now everything. No, your studies are really helpful. That will help you in your career, but be prepared to stay a lot at your desk, not to travel as much as one would expect, not to participate in as many meetings that you would like. So it's a lot about desk work, about preparing papers. Good papers, talking points, whatever papers, reporting. It's all about reporting, because you need to inform your colleagues and everyone. So it's different from the expectations, that is for sure, but in the end it is rewarding. And if you want to get, as I've mentioned, it's so pleasing to see that as part of a small delegation, or back home, or in an organization like here in Geneva, when you are part of something big and you see the result, that is amazing. It's the best feeling you ever had. You see, a peace process, if we talk about the peace process, that is huge. But even smaller things, like all these days we are talking, as I've mentioned, about health, and the fact that the systems or platforms like COVAX were put in place for accelerating this process of vaccination, of having fair access to vaccine. This is also someone, and diplomats work as well. So this is a good part, when you are part of this result.